I always thought my friend was my biggest supporter. Her phone was buzzing on the table. Just another late-night vibration, the kind you'd ignore without a thought. But something in me, quiet, sharp, told me not to. She was in the kitchen, humming softly, her back to me, the kettle hissing. Steam rose, but my blood was colder than glass. I reached out. Unlocked. No hesitation. The screen lit up with a thread of messages I wasn't supposed to see. Got another one. Wait till you hear this. She's breaking again. Don't tell anyone it's from me. You know how she trusts me. And then, my name. Over and over again. My failures, my fears, my secrets, the ones I whispered only to her, were there, dissected like meat on a butcher's block. Sold, traded, mocked. By the one person who had sworn to guard them. She returned with 2 mugs of tea, smiling as if nothing had happened. I forced my lips to curl upward, and in that moment, I knew I could never look at her the same again. The world didn't shatter, it simply shifted, almost imperceptibly, like the floor beneath my feet was no longer steady. I listened to her speak that night, nodding when required, my face unreadable. Her laughter filled the room, but every sound carried poison. Every glance, every word, was a blade I hadn't felt before. How long had she been doing this? How many nights had she left my house only to whisper my pain into someone else's ear? I replayed conversations in my head. The time I confessed about my relationship struggles, the nights I admitted I wasn't strong, the fears I buried from the world. All of them, currency in her pocket. A knot formed in my chest, but my face stayed still. No confrontation, not yet. Because betrayal isn't exposed in anger, it's revealed in silence. And silence is what I gave her. Days turned into weeks. I watched her more closely. The flicker of her eyes when her phone lit up, the quick way she turned the screen away, the 2 long pauses before answering me. I started piecing things together. I found the names she sent my secrets to, acquaintances, strangers, even people who despised me. The whispers spreading behind my back made sense now. The pitying stares, the sudden distance in relationships. She was orchestrating it, feeding them information, and smiling in my face all the while. I played my role well. I laughed with her, shared new stories, even more vulnerable ones, fabricated, planted like traps. Every word I gave her was bait. Every secret I whispered was a test, and she failed, every time. The whispers came back to me within days, twisted, magnified. Proof that my suspicions weren't paranoia. Proof that she was selling pieces of me. I began collecting screenshots, phone logs, a quiet archive of every lie, every betrayal, every poisoned message she sent. My heart screamed for confrontation, but my mind, calm, ruthless, told me to wait. Let her dig her own grave. Let her think I was still blind. Because revenge tastes best when it's served with certainty. The moment came quietly. A new file landed in my inbox, screenshots someone forwarded to me. Conversations where she detailed not just my secrets, but my relationships, my family, even fabrications that turned people against me. She had built a small empire out of my pain. That night I sat across from her. The same table, the same mugs of tea. But this time I slid a single sheet of paper across to her. Her eyes scanned it. The color drained from her face. And for the first time, she couldn't speak. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask why. I only asked one question, my tone colder than steel. How much was I worth to you? She broke then, stammering, crying, reaching out with hands that once held my trust. Her voice cracked, begging for me to believe it wasn't what it looked like. But I already knew, and knowing was enough. I didn't yell, I didn't strike, I didn't even flinch. I simply stood, picked up her phone, opened the chat, and forwarded every single message, every betrayal, to the very people she had sold me to. Her world crumbled in real time, notification after notification as her victims saw the truth, as the mask she wore disintegrated with every buzz of her phone. She collapsed into a mess of apologies and excuses, but the silence between us was louder than anything she could say. Because I was no longer her friend, I was her reckoning, and she knew it. I left her there, drowning in the ruins of her own making. Outside, the night was calm, almost peaceful. The air felt different, lighter, sharper. I thought betrayal would destroy me, but instead, it taught me control. I know now I move with caution, every word measured, every step deliberate. Because betrayal doesn't come from enemies, it comes from the ones who sit closest, smiling, waiting for you to hand them the knife. And I will never hand it over again. She thought she buried me with my own secrets, but instead, I buried her with the truth.